kakati sebo.
Yes.
Twalabye inconsistencies nyingi mu kalulu kano.
Yes.
Nti ate eno basanze boxes ziri tampered ne bali countinga. Ate eno ne batali countinga. Lwaki waliwo inconsistencies? Masaka ne Hoima. Or youth, national female youth representative, I think. Lwaki waliwo inconsistencies ezo?
Inconsistencies teziri wonti ziri yawo nti you may term them as inconsistencies. This all goes under the law. Nti bwanga waliwo an unsatisfied party or oluda lulinga terukoze eki terukalinyiza na bivudde mu kulonda, then someone has a right to go and petition courts of law. They have a right to go and appeal. So it is normal for these people to come with the petitions against election unfairness.
But then I'm talking about the judgment. There is an inconsistency in the judgment.
In the judgment, that what's wrong with the judgment?
No, like as I've told you, in Masaka they found tampered boxes, but then they went on with the recounting, which wasn't the same in Hoima. Why is that so?
You see, my brother, it is always very good. I've understood your question. It is always very good to have, for example, opposition that is important and aiming at service delivery and interests of the people of Uganda. National interests, not individual interests. The problem you have, like opposition people have, is one. Sagas happened here and there. For example, you have given out an example of Masaka, but this saga happened even in Karungu, and Honorable Keretanyi's by-election. And Karungu, that Keretany, Honorable Keretany is an NUP candidate. He won. But now, the problem with opposition, they will only look at a by-election in Masaka and they will term it as unfairness by saying NRM Kanakaru.
Because they didn't win. Eh?
Because they didn't win that race. Now
because the choice was not in their favor.
Yes, yet we went to the recount and Nkeretany won.
Nkeretany tebasangayo irregularity nemu nga tampered boxes.
So what makes you think that because
which
what
was
we're
different with that?
Yes, what we're trying to say is let me call it allegations. Personally, I wasn't on ground and you are not on grounds. So I have no capacity to talk about the recount and the irregularities that they found. This box was tampered with. Ababai ku ground, they were korachi, they were bimanyi. But what I can tell you is one thing. For example, in Hoima now, because we had there were 3 incidences: the Hoima, is it Karungu, and then Masaka. You get the point? So what I'm trying to say, in Hoima, for example, because if you say that the recount or the recount process is always favoring the government or NRM, this was an independent candidate who came in primaries and lost. Do you want to tell me that they just left her? I always tell people about the thing of NRM leaning. If you're really purely NRM and they win in primary elections for NRM as a party, and you don't adhere to what has come or you don't agree with what has come out of the election, then you don't have that heart for the party. Because we shall not call you NRM leaning at any point, no. Because at the end of the day, we saw Honorable Kanyes Jemase for youth, National Youth MP, coming under a rogue of Gundi, this Kando. But we also had a candidate in the race who was even our flag bearer.
But your president allowed people to come independent.
Yes, our president allowed people to come independent. Reason being, Uganda is a democratic country. However much the NRM rules, MPs are NRM, the behavior, the discipline of NRM diehards, it is not right or okay for you to come. The president permitting you does not mean that where the way he has mentored you before. He has always told them, if you're NRM and you lose here, support a flag bearer.
So you're saying
he's a parent.
You're saying that the president contradicted himself.
He didn't contradict himself. President Museveni is a parent because he looks at these people because he has the capacity to be like, if you have gone against the party rules or the party behavior, you understand? Party characters, then they shouldn't nominate you. But he can't do that because as president, being a parent, he needs everyone. Because he even believes some of these independent candidates are even better than the flag bearers. maybe when that thing came in, it's because we realized that some of these NRM primary elections had irregularities.
You
Some
also
of them.
accept that
Yes.
you had irregularities.
Some
in your-
of them, I'm saying some of them. So to make it a fair ground was to accept the independent candidates who were unsatisfied to come for general elections, and it was fair.
and
As
some of
president,
them won.
As a parent, just assume you have your children at home, and they have played cards, and this one says this one has stolen me. And this one is saying, Simubie, Onoyanzibie, Mwangu don't fair grounds, and they want to make a fight. What do? You tell them, okay, let's pray. You even go an extra mile of giving each 1K, and be like, the one who will win will take 5K. That is what President Museveni does. Because these are all his children.
So you're,
you're
justifying the decision to come as independent. Anyway, it is justifiable because some of them won.
To conclude about the point of recounts, we have seen NRM lose recounts, but an NRM candidate has a right to go to courts of law if he is not satisfied.
Cite some examples of the NRM.
Honorable Diana Kampe went to the courts of law, and when they came for a recount, they lost.
That one, the opponent was not opposition.
Okay, we'll go for Honorable Keretani. When they found an irregularity, as you have said, did they recount? It was free that they had to stop the recount. That's why I told you for Masaka's case. For you, saying that there were irregularities in these series on the ballot boxes. But I can say those are allegations. They made a clear recount, and because the candidate that we had in Masaka, Honorable Namere. Honorable Namere was a very strong candidate whom you can undermine that cannot win the election. You know that. I was in Masaka the day when the president was going to be in Masaka that day. We are mobilizing under Sauti ya Vijana. For that case, therefore, even I would wish President Museveni also think about us. We did a great job for the mobilization.
Why
to the extent we are not paid. Sauti ya Vijana, if I didn't give you a preamble about Sauti ya Vijana, it was a way of how the NRM youth, how the NRM people, a crew of NRM people, okay, a section of NRM people who came out with Sauti ya Vijana, came out to give back to the party. And our patron, Madam Hope Mazirwe, who used some little funds that she had as a member of the party.
It's you people who are giving back to the party.
Yes, we mobilized for President Museveni at the free cost.
Why do you want him to reward you then?
No, I'm saying he should always, because any child who does something or any student in the class who wins has to be, I'm a teacher by profession.
It means you are expecting something by the time
we are not expecting, but if President Museveni has been able to call the media people, we have seen the Kasukus, the Lady Puzzles go, and they have been awarded. But for us, we are on the ground since day one, and he knows about Sauti ya Vijana. So any student in class, as a teacher, any student in class who comes with good results or with good performance over others is always appreciated.
What do you base on to rate your performance?
I can rate my performance because we are mobilizing the youth and institutions. As NRM, we thought it wise that youth and institutions were being misled by different political parties.
So how are you sure that your mobilization worked?
It worked because the rate of, like for example, where I voted from, the number of voters who were turning up to come and vote, most of them were youth. I observed with my eyes. Another thing I can say, youth and institutions have been left out in a mobilization. By the time we go for campaigns, these people are at school. By the time we vote, they are home. But during campaigns, these people are at school. That's why we are engaging universities, engaging these institutions.
Were you the only people mobilizing the youth?
No.
Because you might find there's another umbrella.
Yes,
credit
goes to everyone in NRM. We had Unstoppable, we had the NRM Secretariat, but I can say Sauti ya Vijana set up a very big precedent.
Who was leading Unstoppable?
It had leaders. I'm not sure about who the leaders were, but it has Bebekur, so it has Right Honorable Tayebwa Thomas. It has very many stakeholders. Like how Sauti ya Vijana had leaders. Honorable A.R. Jacob, Honorable Makizon, Honorable Rutaro, Elisa, Honorable Joab. We are very many, divided in 2 regions. But we had a patron, that is Madam Hope Mazirwe, who really thought it wise with the colleagues, sat on table and was like, no, we have to give back to the party. What have we done as the NRM youth, apart from crediting President Museveni, but we don't go back to the ground to look for his votes. We end up youth being the youth that would be the pioneers, like the stakeholders of this election, because we have the highest percentage of youth. We end up being, misled by different political leaders who even have no ideology.
What do you have to say about your patron in particular as a person?
To speak about my patron in particular, she's a very nice lady. That's what I can say. And credit goes to Madam Hope Mazirwe, our patron, Sauti ya Vijana. She really did a great job. She exhibited the kind of leadership I've never seen. In all kinds of, things we wanted. She tried her level best to make sure in the little she had. She first, because you cannot tell me you're going to mobilize for the president. My friend, we are mobilizing for President Museveni, not LC1. So you cannot tell me that you can just go in Kashar, deep in my village, you go to mobilize for President Museveni when you have nowhere to sleep or something to eat. This is an election. So in her little means, she did the best to give us the little she had to facilitate our movement, our accommodation, to mobilize for the president, but there was no specific payment for us that we are mobilizing for president. So the reason as to why I'm calling out the president of this country is to also think about the Sauti ya Vijana.
You did
pressure group did a very great job, and he knows. We organized a mega event in Kororo. I think you heard about it.
You were the organizer?
Yes, it was Sauti ya Vijana, whereby we called all students across the country. And the president was the guest of honor himself. So he knows about Sauti ya Vijana. But what I want now is that if there is a student who performs in class, is always rewarded, as Charles say. They can say very good, yes, Honorable Patrick, yes, give the answer. You have given the answer, and then I have to say, clap for him.
But also the student works hard, expecting something. If at all the teacher is a person who gives.
In case it is there, if the teacher is the person who gives, then the student will work hard to do what?
So you are working to get something.
We started it as a way of giving back to the NRM party.
But at the end,
because of the gains he was saying we protect. At the end, I'm not saying we want, I'm not commanding, but there should be a token of appreciation for the student. I'm terming our crew or our pressure group as
student best.
Student best. For students that should be called, it'd be like we are meeting this pressure group and this pressure group and this pressure group, not only meeting the media people always. So I rest my case about that.
We are heading into the speakership race. What do you have to say about that? I saw some people declared the Mbale City woman MP. What's her name?
Mbale City woman MP.
I saw her, she declared. I saw Honorable Mao, the incumbent, Honorable AAA. What do you have to say about that? Especially, I think that there is a tight race between Honorable Mao. Is it even a tight race? We might see it as a tight race when actually it is a predetermined election.
What I can tell you about that speakership race, by the way, I've always wanted to discuss such a matter about speakership. One thing that people forget about this is that NRM as a party rewards efforts. I will not say the people who are standing against our right honorable Anita Among didn't do anything or didn't have the efforts. But as a matter of fact, if I'm to ask you, the moderator, what do you think, what wrong do you think Anita Among has done not to deserve the second term? Because after all, she came after the passing of our right honorable Olanya. That's when she chipped into the game. What we should focus on as the youth, as the people of Uganda, as the nation, is not about who sits in that position. It's not about who takes over this seat. It's about service delivery and someone who will stabilize the parliament, who will moderate all debates in parliament with fairness and integrity, And because you should know that speakership is a very critical position. And it's a crucial position that, yes, it's third in command. So we should not just wake up one day without anyone with maybe, let me say, experience or what.
Are you saying Mao is inexperienced?
He's very experienced, too fit for the job, because he's a senior counsel. He's a minister for justice and constitutional affairs. But I'm talking about speakership.
So he doesn't.
He can be a speaker, a very good one actually, because even Among just learned from the job. I cannot say she cannot be. But what I'm trying to say, another thing, as NRM, I give respect to the SEC, that is the Central Executive Committee. If the Central Executive Committee came out and said clearly that as the party, because why do we have party structures? We have party structures from a village level. We have party structures, for example, the National Youth League as NRM. Party structures from village level, parish, district, states, and then municipalities. That the order will come from above. There's what we call hierarchy. So if I woke up one day and saw and start, pinching holes into the decision of the SEC, then I'm not NRM, because I believe the people who were chosen by President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni are fit to be on that position of SEC. SEC has representatives. For example, the representative of the disability fraternity, there is a representative of the historicals. You saw the Right Honorable Kadaga were appointed there, and the Honorable Jim Muhwezi. We have these veterans, Honorable Mushabe. We have women being represented, and these people did not wake up one day and be
just decide
they should be there. They went through an election.
But of course Mao is not NRM. I wouldn't expect them to endorse him.
That's a good question. That's a good statement, because him having because he claims that he had a mutual agreement with the president. Personally, I've never seen that mutual agreement, because if they kept it closed doors, then let him accept whatever will come from the SEC. Because what if he's just painting an image that he is supposed to come for speakership? It was in the mutual agreement they had with the president, but when we have never seen it, because they should bring it in a document and in public. The news publicizes it and shows that really the president agreed and consented that Mao will come for speakership at this time. So Central Executive Committee, which has experienced people, the party people who have been there as NRM, because Mao says he's not NRM. So if the SEC comes out and endorses Anita Among as NRM, why would you fight against the decision they have taken? Because after all, we saw Norbert Mao going to Democratic Party offices with his DP funds, going to endorse and declare their candidacy. So in so doing, NRM has declared their candidate. If it is an election, let's go. So me, I have no problem with.
Do you think there are no NRM MPs that are supporting him?
There are very many. They can be there, but what I can tell is that Anita Among, by hook or crook, must win this election. Do you know why? NRM, we have the highest number of MPs in the parliament. We have the NRM caucus, whereby.
But you have also admitted that there are NRM MPs who are
they are
supporting
there.
Mao.
But what I can tell you, we have 222 MPs. In that, even if 20 MPs went against the decision of the SEC, still we can win without 100, one MPs or 201 MPs. You get my point? So what I'm trying to tell you, as NRM, let's be clean, let's be smart, and let's argue, have debates with at least some sense of belonging. We will know, listen a bit, we will know that we belong to the NRM. The Central Executive Committee. Do you know the chairman of the Central Executive Committee?
Who is that?
It is the president. Has decided, and because you cannot tell me they sat without the president's what?
For him, he consented later.
Yes.
I've been seeing.
Yes,
the SEC decided and he signed later.
Yes. So you think he signed on a gunpoint? He didn't sign on a gunpoint. So, Right Honorable Anita Among is our what? Speaker. And I can assure you she's going to win the election of the 12th parliament. Okay? And what I can assure you is that at least by the time we fight some people, let's also as a party, because even you were always in Chambogo politics, I remember. They always rewarded efforts. If you worked for a good president, would reward you according to your efforts.
So are you saying she might not be so fit for the job, but they are giving it to her as a reward?
No, I've talked about her capabilities. First of all, she's a diplomat. Another thing, we have seen the 11th parliament. She has registered, she has moderated all debates very well, and she's not this kind of lady who is...
So there were no falls in
Falls have to be there as any other leader. For example, as a guild minister for health and environmental protection at Chambogo in the 20th government. Don't you think there were some loopholes within my leadership? They were there, but there were also good things I did. So as a party, if we have seen the little she has done in this regime, then what best I think the president and maybe the SEC members can do is calling her down. You get the point? And tell her that here and here and here, though we have given you this term, but make corrections here.
But I think as a parliament, we need someone who is not so leaning on the party. We need some neutrality in the parliament.
So let me ask you a question. How sure are you that if maybe Honorable Mao or these other honorables I see in NRM come into position will not be much party leaning? Because nobody Mao says it's not NRM. He works with NRM, they have a mutual agreement. And he voted President Museveni because of the mutual agreement. So how sure are we that if he gets that position as Speaker of Parliament, will not be party leaning to the opposition? How sure are we that even when, for example, Joel Senyonyi came for speakership and got the powers with his 50 MPs, his other 49 MPs would not be party leaning and opposition leaning? So we shouldn't make these allegations or make assumptions that any person, for example, Right Honorable Anita Mongo coming to power will just make decisions and run the parliament on party what? Leaning decisions. No. That is the wrong mentality that we always have.
But he has never made a decision against the party.
She has never made a decision against the party. The roles of the speaker, do you know some roles of the speaker?
Conducting the debates.
Conducting the debates and everything. Haven't you seen, for example, because when I talk about Right Honorable Anita Mongo, I bring in my able leader, Right Honorable Tayebwa, Thomas. Yeah. He has also been endorsed. Haven't you seen these Right Honorable members tell the NRM people, for example, you have said conducting debates, please, Honorable, first wait, there is a point of order or there is a point of privilege and point of anything, and telling NRM candidates or NRM MPs in Parliament to first wait, and the rope submits.
That's what shows the neutrality.
Because you're saying that you need someone who is neutral. Because, and you have said there should not be these NRM decisions and what. To me, I've always watched the parliament on TV, every session. At least she has not been sidelining with so much with NRM MPs that they can even submit before the opposition MP submits.
The way you're saying, it's as if you're not seeing Uganda beyond NRM. Where do you see Uganda beyond NRM or beyond President Museveni?
Uganda, I can clearly state this in camera, Uganda is bigger than NRM, Uganda is bigger than President Museveni. So if you say that I'm not seeing Uganda beyond NRM, you're lying. Time will come when the president of this country, His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, is no longer the president. For the fact, he's not going to die in power. But for the time when he's there, and he has led us very well, it is us now to make sure that give him chance to mentor more of us. He has mentored many, and now it's a generation of the youth that should actually focus on developing the country, because among the core values of NRM is patriotism, socio-economic transformation, and Pan-Africanism, and many others. You get my point? So I see NRM beyond President Museveni, NRM beyond NRM. I mean Uganda, I see Uganda beyond President Museveni, and I see Uganda beyond NRM. What do I mean? Time will come and President will be no more. For the fact. Because even Mike can die today. Someone.
So you're saying he should lead until he dies?
he should lead until when the capacity ceases. But as per now,
The capacity is
the
there.
man has capacity.
So who are you grooming
Because
as
the
NRM?
before you get to that, President Museveni during elections could have meetings from morning to morning. Do you know that? People have always visited, having concurrent meetings, and
he still has the capability.
if a person, I myself cannot afford that, to keep looking at people engaging, because there is nothing that tires a man like engagements, meetings, and being busy with the mind. It is even more tiresome than playing football a day. Engaging your brain for something. Unareta chino, unareta chiri, unaresa chino. At this man president njagala chino. Millions of people. The man could not sleep during elections. And then you say that NRM rigged elections, really?
Are you saying others slept?
They were sleeping.
What are you talking about?
We are seeing some candidates of different political parties. If they go, for example, to Jinja or to Mbarara, they sleep in very good hotels. Yes.
We saw Honorable Kyagulanyi sleeping in a...
Why couldn't he make meetings like how we are here? He engages people till morning. Somewhere.
How sure are you that he didn't?
He didn't. He overslept. That's why he lost.
By the way, do you think do you think he's a capable leader?
Who?
Honorable Kyagulanyi.
Honorable Kyagulanyi. Me, I always weigh capability of leaders basing on what they have done, where they have led, and what they have, I always got so much attached to Chadondo East. Those days. If you ask people of Chadondo East, if you failed to perform for MP when you are still an MP, if you got people of Chadondo East and they tell you what he has done for the people, they will tell you that there is nothing.
For how long was he an MP of Chadondo?
Even if they were 3 years or 2. Because I remember it was a by-election.
Yeah, it was a by-election.
Yes, it could have been 2 or 3 years, which is okay. I used to play football. And one thing I can tell you about a footballer, when he goes to the pitch, you will not wait for him to have multiple passes. Ngendera ko kuchisawe ngeri jense bamwe akapira wawe nkateka kuchifuba norabira untono mwana amanya akapira
ne mu parliament
my first touch ate mbere yo kurwana no kuba ebikonde mu parliament bikora. We need ideology. Opposition is yes, not you fighting and boxing people like we have honorables fighting. No, in parliament you need to discuss table matters. That's why personally I like the nature and character of of honorable this MP of ours, Nakawa West, Joel Sonyoni. However much he also has his weakness as a leader, like any other leader. We all have weaknesses and strength. But at least you see that in parliament he tries table facts. If it is about corruption, if it's about this,
he has his
ideologically.
Right.
So for me, I think that even when Honorable Kyagulanyi Robert Sentamu was given a position to be an MP of Uganda in parliament and given a position of leader of opposition, would not serve or exhibit as much as Honorable Sentamu.
But he has led his party well. Do you acknowledge that?
Are you sure?
Look at the opposition parties and the time they have spent, and look at his party. You can clearly see a difference.
Are you sure?
Look at FDC.
FDC stood for how many years? Since 2000 what? Those days, 2001, 2006, 2011,
and then you
2016. And FDC, at the end of the day, had a strong, precedence they set compared to NUP. That's what I can say. NUP fine is now just like how many years? Like 12 years.
12
something
years,
like, okay, right, something like 80 years. No, as we go for 2031 elections, they will have 2 regimes in standing for position.
That would be the third one.
That would be the third one when they come the other year.
Come.
So by 2031 they will be 10 years plus the years they came as people power. That was 2017 up to now. How many years are those? Meaning we have 2 years from now, this year and coming year for NUP to have 10 years in existence. But you already see loopholes. They have lost the most intelligent men of the party. Museveni has contained his people since 1986 to date, most of them. How? That is why you differentiate between a leader and an opportunist. People like Haj Chigongo, people like Right Honorable Kadaga, people like, you know...
aren't there people who have defected NRM?
They have defected the NRM, but basing on personal and individual interests, which have not been fulfilled. And that is one thing, one arm I can make to the NRM people. You know, personally I could not be having a lot, and I don't have. I'm just a fresh graduate, but I don't front my personal interests over the party. I cannot come and I want to command you that I'm Atwiine Timothy, I support the party, therefore I should be ahead of the party, or you should fulfill what I want as an individual before the party position and service delivery.